Hey everyone, it's your buddy Crypto Profit back with another video, and today we're going to be taking a quick look into Uniswap and the price increase. We do see in the last month about a 17.88% increase. If we take a look at the last week, an 18.21% increase. The market cap right now at 19.2 billion and the volume in the last 24 hours being that 2.1 billion. If we take a look at the circulating supply as well, we see a 523.3 million Uni. If you guys don't know much about Uni or Uniswap, it's definitely a very well-known way of converting your cryptocurrencies into smaller altcoins or other cryptocurrencies. Obviously, right now there is a fairly large fee for using the service altogether, but we'll go more into what Uniswap all does here in a second. I do want to talk a little bit about the chart and then come back to it after an overview and do our price predictions for April, May in 2021. So throughout this video, we will be talking about this massive increase we definitely just saw. We did have a very, very good peak earlier around that 34.91. Obviously 34.80, 34.91. We had some good prices. And then obviously the delay was announced. Uniswap V3 was delayed, and we are now still stuck on V2. So we saw a massive dip to about 25.58. A lot of people not wanting to wait that long of a distance for that V3 Uniswap. And now we're starting to see a lot of increased potential with a lot of people interested in Uniswap V3 coming. So we did see a massive, massive increase here just within probably the last 24 hours alone, really. We saw it jump all the way to this 37.48, making, like I said, a massive increase, a massive impact in a lot of the price Uniswap has to offer. If we take a look at the last week, you can actually see it here a little bit easier. We had a fairly good stabilization point for the last couple of days and then a massive increase. I do think this increase will kind of stabilize out, but I do think, we're going to be stable right around that $36 mark. I think Uniswap is going to be one of those coins that could potentially go up even higher. By the time V3 comes around, Uniswap is going to be looking very good. Obviously, a lot of this increase could have something to do with the Ethereum gas fees going down quite a bit recently. Uniswap itself being used much, much more because of those Ethereum fees going down. But without further ado, let's jump into the quick Uniswap overview for those of you who don't know how to use it. So you go to uniswap.org. They do have announcing Uniswap V3. You can get more details on that. So it's a decentralized trading protocol, guaranteed liquidity for millions of users in hundreds of Ethereum applications. So you can suspect that this will be just for Ethereum applications or Ethereum tokens that you can swap for. You see the all-time volume of 200 billion already, 72,000 liquidity providers, as well as 40 million plus all-time trades and 200 plus DeFi integrations. So there's a lot going on, a lot of growing in this protocol system. They do talk more about the Uniswap protocol empowers developers, liquidity providers, and traders to participate in a financial marketplace that is open and accessible to all. A suite of tools for a tokenized world. They do talk more about their, obviously, I won't actually go too much into detail, but the socks and an experiment in tokenized socks, analytics, the app, token list, and Sybil. So the main use for Uniswap is obviously the token swap, and that's what you're going to learn more about and how this is more decentralized than most exchanges, and you'll learn more about that on the site if you want to take a look. Definitely do your research, guys. I am not a financial advisor. I'll never be giving you guys that financial advice, so do your own research. As we jump over to our sponsor of the day before we get to our price predictions for April, May in 2021, let's jump over to our sponsor. So Butterfly Protocol is our sponsor today. They have these concentrated power. It is not rendered harmless by the good intentions of those who create it. As I can't talk there for a second, we do see the Butterfly Protocol is one of those coins that is a decentralized name system for the new internet, which is a pretty cool idea. So we aim to create a decentralized autonomous organization, DAO, that will replace the DNS system and change the economics of domain ownership only by incubating a DAO registrar. So for innovators, for developers, and for you. If you go down a little bit more, you can learn more about the token creation, GitHub replacement, gaming, and fully decentralized dApps. There's just a lot going on here, and we are talking about Uniswap, so it is pretty cool that this is also listed on Uniswap, so you can buy this coin on the Uniswap website itself. So they talk about the censorship resistant, decentralized control, and then the true ownership, flexible naming, global identification, profitable in the future proof, as well as simple. So there's a lot of potential behind something like this. And if you don't know much about the Butterfly Protocol, I do suggest you guys take a little bit of a closer look, as we won't be able to talk about everything in this short clip. But Butterfly is an undervalued gem, potentially with that 100x. It has that 100x potential. I wouldn't say specifically that it's going to do that. Obviously, I would never give you guys financial advice on sponsors, but it does have that potential with how low the market cap is. We also see that there is an AMA happening this Wednesday at 1800 UTC and Pro Review Gems TG. Partnership is announced this week as well as the product launch very, very soon. So we'll continue to watch Butterfly Protocol. I think there is, like I said, some potential behind it. I would suggest going to their Twitter and following them on Twitter. And then you can also go to the link tree and learn more about what they're trying to do. So you can see their site whitelist. They have a Telegram, subreddit, Discord server, Twitter, Instagram, Medium, and Facebook. So there's a lot there to really look over, and I definitely suggest doing so. But without further ado, let's jump straight back into our price chart and see what the price predictions would be for the end of April, May, and 2021. We do see it right now at 36.57. Let's do a quick refresh. So it is still at that 36.57. A 21% increase in the last 24 hours alone. So we're seeing massive, massive increases. And like I said, this could continue to increase in price because we are at a good, solid, we're at a good, solid stabilization below this massive increase. So I do think we'll stabilize out at about $36.50, maybe $36. It may dip down a little bit. We did see a massive increase, but, V3 is still coming. It's not here quite yet. If you go to the website, you can actually click more details and they'll talk to you more about it. This was March 23rd. They talked about it. But the same idea is still coming. Uniswap V3 is going to be massive, and we've talked about it here on the site, or not the site, the channel before. Thank you guys. Like I said, I think this one's going to be massive, and you guys have been asking me to kind of take a little review over why Uniswap is so important. So let's talk about the actual predictions now. So April, I think it's going to be continued increases. We're going to see by the end of April about a $40 to $42 Uniswap coin. I think that's very, very obviously possible. At this point, we're going to see $42 as an all-time high and about $41 as maybe a stable spot for Uniswap to really stabilize out and a lot of people to take their profits at that point. I think this is definitely going to be a coin that will continue to rise going into May. A lot more people continuing to use Uniswap as the fees should be lower, and we're starting to see, obviously, them add more coins, partnerships as well. So projects and updates going on to this utility token will continue, and because of that, we're going to see right around that $50 to $55 mark for the end of April is my hope. I think that $50 is an all-time high is definitely the possibility at the very least. Seeing a stabilization around $47 to $48 is what I believe is going to be very reasonable and possible. Remember, guys, I do like to keep my price predictions a little bit on the conservative side and as realistic and reasonable as possible. So that is why we're keeping them a little bit lower than some of you guys may hope. But I think by the end of 2021, we will expect some sharp increases toward the end for sure, because at the end in December, a lot of people trying to, reinvest their money for the sure coming around that holiday season. A lot of people usually throwing their money in, and Uniswap being one of the best ways to do so. Hopefully their fees, like I said, being lower, coins that they can grab that other sites, cannot, or other exchanges cannot grab. There's just a lot of altcoins available for you to swap. And because of that, I think there's going to be more and more people jumping into the cryptoverse specifically throughout the rest of 2021. So we'll see Uniswap continue to increase over time, making its way to about $70 is the target. $75 as that all-time high and $70 as a stable spot. I think that's going to be a realistic price prediction. And I think it's very possible to see about a 2x by the end of 2021 at the very least. So that is going to be my price predictions for Uniswap on April, May in 2021. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree with my price predictions on Uniswap. I think it's going to be a big deal. I'm excited to see how it grows. I do have a very small bag of Uniswap myself. I definitely think it's going to be one that is continued to be a good hold. So we'll see what happens with it. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn notifications on and like the video, as well as comment. Let me know any coins you want me to take a look at next. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys all in the next one.